With the Netflix series Wednesday coming in hot, some new faces on the cast are also introducing themselves, including actress Emma Myers, who plays Wednesday Addam's roommate Enid on the show. Emma was relatively unknown prior to the premiere of the series, but she's still really young and clearly just starting on her path to fame. Emma began her career as a child actor in 2010 when she appeared on another show, but there's likely a lot that you don't know about this upcoming star. For instance, she still can't believe she landed this major role on Wednesday and had a pretty crazy reaction when it happened. We'll tell you all about that in this video, as well as where Emma Myers grew up, her quirky interests, her relationship with co-star Jenna Ortega, and much more, here for you on Famous Life. Emma Myers was born April 2, 2002 in Orlando, Florida, and according to what we know, she never had a traditional school experience, attending a homeschool cooperative while growing up. Not much is known about her family, but it was reported that Emma's parents are Jeremy Myers and Nicole Casamatis, while she was raised alongside her three sisters, Avery, Olivia, and Isabel. And Isabel is an actress herself. Emma began her career as a child actress, and her first acting credit was in the film Letters to God, when she was only 8 years old, playing an uncredited extra simply called Girl on School Bus. Her first real role was in 2010 when she appeared on the A&E TV series The Glades as the character Paige Slayton. Emma professionally began acting at the age of 16 and appeared in 2 movies in 2020, Southern Gospel and A Taste of Christmas, and more recently in Girl in the Basement in 2021, which was based on a true story. In terms of Emma's personality in real life, she has talked about her intense enthusiasm for everything she becomes a fan of and how much she becomes obsessed with it. She told Teen Vogue, "I don't understand people who are sort of casual about something. When I get into something, that is my whole personality for a very long time." While growing up, some of Emma's obsessions included Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Attack on Titan, and The Legend of Zelda. These days, it's something else entirely, but stay tuned to find out what it is. In the film Girl in the Basement, Emma did a great job portraying the role of Marie Cody. This film, which is a true story of something that actually happened, tells the horrifying story of Sarah, a vibrant teen girl who was looking forward to her 18th birthday. She was looking forward to it so she could move away from her controlling father, Don, but her world becomes extremely dark when her father imprisons her in the basement of their own home. And not to spoil it, but Emma plays the role of one of Sarah's offspring in the film. While Emma had an experience at a very young age, like in that movie, playing intense roles, prior to Wednesday, she was essentially an unknown actress. And while she's rising to fame currently, she considers herself an introvert, and she knows that some of that is due to the fact that she was homeschooled her entire life. This definitely reduced her chances of interacting with many other people her age, and Emma said about this, "I didn't have a lot of social skills growing up, and being a nerd or whatever pushed me further out. Shooting Wednesday has been a time for Emma to appreciate being different," and she added, "I wish I had this message when I was younger, like what you like, and don't really care about other people." As mentioned before, Emma said a lot of her identity has revolved around what she was obsessed with at the moment, which started with Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. Being an introvert, Emma had a very active imagination and enjoyed a lot of speculative fiction, including Marvel. She would spend a lot of time at the dance studio growing up, but when she wasn't, she would play narrative visual novels and adventure games on the family computer, like Ace Attorney. In middle school, Emma turned to emo and alternative bands like 21 Pilots, Panic at the Disco, and Fall Out Boy. She'd watch hours of creators Dan and Phil on YouTube and saw them live in 2016. After buying some of their merch, the next day Emma wore her new t-shirt to dance practice. The other kids didn't understand her enthusiasm. Emma spoke about this saying, "I was kind of an outsider because I was into things more than the normal kid would be, and I got bullied for it." These days, Emma's major obsession is the K-pop band 17, and she's been a quote-unquote carrot, as their fans are called, for over 5 years. Her gateway to the fandom was a meme about the group's 2016 single Aju Nice that became a viral vine, and later, she would attend their Be the Sun tour in Atlanta, which is where she and her family moved to when she was 16. When Emma and her family moved to Atlanta was when she began to pursue bigger film and TV gigs and landed small parts until her role in Wednesday came along. Her breakthrough came in 2022 with the Netflix show Wednesday, playing Enid Sinclair, and as you probably know, the show was directed and executive produced by Tim Burton. The Addams Family spinoff follows Wednesday Addams, played by Emma's co-star Jenna Ortega, and her years as a student at Nevermore Academy. Emma's character Enid is Wednesday's roommate, who's also a werewolf at Nevermore. When Emma got the call that she scored this huge role, she couldn't believe her ears. The 20-year-old recalled the experience, saying, "I've never screamed so loud in my entire life. My manager likes to play this prank on me whenever she tells me I booked a role. She'll call me in like call me by the name of the character, but this time she called and was like, "There's something wrong with my phone, I'll call you back." She called me back and said, "Do you think your phone will have this problem in Romania?" It completely went over my head, and then I realized what she was saying. I ran to my mom screaming, and then we went out to dinner to celebrate. Emma also said she watched the Addams Family movies growing up from the 90s because her aunt was a big fan, so she was somewhat familiar with the show. Getting the role of Enid didn't quite happen overnight, and the process took a long time. Emma first auditioned in February 2021, but wasn't officially cast until June 2021, and it took a long time to finally hit her that she scored this major project. She went on to say, "It's very surreal. I'm so thankful for all of it. I still am like, am I good enough? Do I really deserve this? But you have to tell yourself, I made it, I did it. I am proud of myself, but I'm also thankful for everybody who was involved in casting me." There are many things that Emma loves about playing Enid, since Wednesday takes place in a fantasy world that's just one of the things she's into. And it was also a treat for her to share the screen with some big name actors like Catherine Zeta-Jones, Christina Ricci, and more. Not to mention, Emma adores her main co-star Jenna Ortega, who's around the same age as her. The pair formed a great friendship in real life, and Emma is really happy they were able to work alongside one another. She said about Jenna, "The whole time she was looking out for me on set. If you ask her for advice, she'll be honest with you and tell. I love her to death. I'm so happy I got to work with her, and she's the perfect Wednesday." In terms of similarities with her character Enid, Emma does see some. She considers herself an optimist like Enid and credits that to all the fantasy stories she delved into over the years, looking up to the good guys that prevail in the end like Frodo Baggins from Lord of the Rings. In fact, this character inspired a young Emma to take acting more seriously. Being a community theater kid, Emma was booking steady commercial work and voice acting gigs as a child actor back in Orlando, Florida. However, while watching a behind the scenes of the making of The Lord of the Rings, she had a moment. She said, "Seeing the hobbits running around in New Zealand with these orcs chasing them, I was like, I want to do this so badly." They filmed Wednesday in Bucharest, Romania, and the series also gave Emma a chance to get some high school experiences she missed since she was homeschooled, even if it was through her character Enid's eyes. This included school dances, school uniforms, as well as first crushes, and best friends who would do anything for each other. Emma added, "The scale of the sets were so large it made you feel like you were really going to school." The season's 4th episode is the actress's favorite because it's mostly set at a Nevermore school dance, and it was her first proper prom night. Emma went on to say, "At my little homeschool co-op, we did country line dancing like what you would see in Pride and Prejudice, except it's much less romantic because you have a bunch of awkward, sweaty, stinky teenage boys trying to ask you to dance." Considering they filmed so far away from home, the cast of Wednesday became quite close, and offset they were often celebrating together birthdays and parties, as well as playing games. Emma, who has said that in the past she had more difficulty in social situations, really found that hanging with the cast was beneficial to her. She said, "Sometimes it's a bit hard for me to connect with people, but I do try very hard. I've never had a cast around my age before. I'm normally the youngest one on set. We got along so well." It also helped Emma realize she can, quote unquote, relate to people and connect with people despite being different. As for what's next for Emma Myers, she has plenty of big aspirations which she's thought about since she was 16. Emma is set to star in the Netflix comedy Family Leave alongside Jennifer Garner and Ed Helms, and for now, we can catch her on Wednesday. She also shared about her hopes for the future, saying, "I would love to do more films, especially fantasy ones. I would love to do something with Oscar Isaac. He's so incredible and talented. If I could act with him, that would be a dream role. I'd also love to do a Christopher Nolan film." While Emma is putting it out there, and considering she's only 20 years old, it's only the beginning for this rising star. So we'll be keeping our eyes out. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to Famous Life and leave a comment for who you'd like us to feature next.